Warning, this video is for comedy purposes only, and as such, should not be taken too seriously.
Sharuru, 忘れてないよね。僕らの契約を。
分かっていますよ。神を殺し、世界の嘘を壊す。
What was with the obsession with the late 2000s anime and smashing God? They were all at it.
逃げているだけでは明日は来ない。それに俺たちが幸せになるためだ。
I often think these young lads mistook what it meant to be close with your siblings and took it very literally.
シャーリーが自分で自分を撃ったと。はい。発作的な。
So it's not the police here trying to explain away some sort of motive, but instead the doctor-looking man who is telling Suzaku some bullshit that he has no way of proving and as far as we know isn't correct.
仲良かったの？
さあ、とても明るい子で、正直私苦手でした。
She just can't really help but be a cunt, can she?
は？まさか契約を忘れていないか心配なだけだ。
I see Pizza Hut is doing so well they can afford to send out pizzas to the islanders.
シャーリーは最後までギアスに翻弄されて、シャーリーはギアスに殺されたんだ。
No, she was killed by a knobhead with an older brother complex.
はじめまして。お前が V2 か。
ルルーシュ。
なぜジェレミアの通信ネットワークを？発信元はエリア11アシュフォード学園内かと。
How do you know? You just stood in the middle of the room.
東京決戦の時、ナナリーをさらったのはお前か。上根島に俺やスザクたちを集め、観察者を気取っていたのも。
Hands-free face tracking.
ああ、少しの時間でよかった。ほんの少しだけお前が油断すれば。
I'm pretty sure you can get those folding bedrooms from IKEA.
私にもね、お兄ちゃんがいたの。だから。
If they are keeping other prisoners like this, then that shit would be expensive as hell. Plus, the design makes no sense. You've got a bridge that can't be moved, so there might as well just be a normal floor. And if you have a normal floor, you might as well just put cells next to each other. You're welcome.
コーネリア工場電化はまだ見つからんのか。この隙に押し食いつけて。
It would seem these guys were having this conversation directly in front of C2 who was watching them.
新入り、ロロとか言ったか。お前もここの。
Is something you shouldn't have said.
それは我が収益のためにあるべき期待だ。
Not sure you're gonna win that argument in this situation, dude.
外にいる化け物にここのトップが乗り込んでいるらしい。
She's done well for herself considering she was locked in a cell a few minutes ago.
こっちを片付けたら合流するよ。これで C2 を捕まえる方法ははっきりしたし。
Despite this being an unmanned, high-tech, futuristic underground train tunnel, it's lit up.
すまない。これはお前たちを放置した私の罪だ。だからギアスの系譜はここで終わらせる。それがおそらく私とルルーシュの。
I think the least you could have done for the guys before you killed them is finish your sentence.
8年前の質問に答えてもらう。なぜ母さんを守らなかった？他の皇族たちが母さんを疎んじていることを知りながら。
人は平等ではない。
何？
お前は他の者にはない力、ギアスを持っている。
Well, we know where Lelouch got his annoying habit of answering a question with an unrelated statement. Preloaded small mirror bomb.
ルルーシュ・ビブリトニアが命じる。貴様は死ね！
Surely it would be easier to just give the command than to say his name, title, and then give the order?
俺は
You... what?
怖がらなくていい。君はすぐに自分の意志を失い、僕の質問に答える。
The worst attack she's ever made in the past 40 episodes.
ちぐさ。
それは私が記憶をなくしていた時の名前。本当の名前は。
Beretta?
ビレッタ。
Oh, okay.
良い関係が築ければと思っていましたが残念です。
Now we know who's been clearing out the silverware drawer for years.
ここは誇りに思うべきだよ、ニーナ。君は天才だ。
光栄です、シュナイゼル殿下。ここから先、人類は、戦争は変わります。
Good, she'd done it. So now kill her.
できるのは、料理の下ごしらえと掃除、水汲みと牛と羊の世話、裁縫。文字は少しなら読めます。数は20まで。死体の片付けもやっていましたから。
Poor Lelouch. No offer of any sexy times.
収まらないんだよ。光月カレンを安く見るな。
抵抗しないところがほんと腹立つ。さあ、私を殺しなさいよ。捕虜がナイト・オブ・ラウンズに手を出したんだから覚悟はしてる。
まさかいけなかったのは僕だから。
Oh, Suzaku's got a bad case of the boohoozies. He's okay with being ordered to kill surrendering freedom fighters from his own country, but God forbid he use a painless method of interrogation to get answers from Colin, because then he's just like Lelouch. Idiot.
私が書いた日記がある。でも私にはこの記憶がない。
え？
他にもいっぱい。私の記憶とデータとしての記録は違っているの。
This conversation is so stupid. I personally remember why I did the important things in my life over 15 years ago. A simple memory evolves over time and becomes a part of yourself and who you are. What she's describing is just having a poor memory. Catching an incredibly fast-moving blade and not injuring himself or at least ripping his gloves.
必要なものとは何だ？裏切りのクルルギ教。
Either he's got incredibly long-range hearing abilities to know what they were talking about, or he had planted a listening device nearby in hopes that they would have a random conversation that's of no use to him. Personally, I think it happened because anime.
趣味。
マクシアタのマシンだからいじりやすくって。
Arthur's tail is now really long again and pretty much average size for a cat.
つまり、この合衆国憲章を批准することで、我が国に匹敵する巨大な連合国家が誕生するというわけなんですね。
Unrealistic. Sweden's actually getting involved.
賛成多数。よって、超合衆国決議第1号として、黒の騎士団に日本解放を要請します。
いいでしょう。超合衆国決議第1号。進軍目標は日本。
I'm going to remove a sin here because this scene is absolutely awesome and just watching it gives you a feeling of being invigorated.
皇帝陛下が
お戻りになられた。
偽りの劇場を引き取られますか、父上。
予備ラインを使え。接続を切るんだ。ダメです。予備も抑えられています。
Then just turn off the TV.
ヒリヒリ暑いから、寒いと手足が動きにくくて仕事が。だから平気です。外から痛い方が中から痛いよりも。
That is a lot of blood to come out of that tiny little gash on her finger. From the looks of the room, you'd think she's been shot. Despite everything, he's kept him in his contacts.
ブリタニアの吸血鬼が同時に行くぞ。六角特艦陣。
Announcing your battle plans over an open megaphone. Does the concept of a planned surprise attack mean nothing to these guys?
質問。お前の大事なものは何だ？やめろ。そうだ、命だ。
These expensive units are wasted on soldiers who don't even think to eject at a time like this. I mean, literally the whole series has been people constantly ejecting and now this guy doesn't bother. There's no blood from this attack either on the weapon used or on the nightmare frame it was used on.
一人で来たのか。
約束だからな。
よく来られたね。
He says this having asked him to specifically go there.
光月ではなくシュタットフェルトの名前を選べばいい暮らしができただろう。その気になればナイト・オブ・ラウンジにだって。
何が言いたいの？
だから こっちに戻ってくる気はないかってこと。
To come back to your side, she'd first have to have come from your side, which she hasn't.
クルルギスザク、君は誰だ？日本人、名誉ブリタニア人、ナイト・オブ・セブン、それともクルルギ玄武首相の息子、ルルーシュの友達、ユーフェミアの騎士。
A man who enjoys tuna sandwiches, a somewhat casual friend to your next door neighbour Fred, a knight of seven who enjoys a tickle fight at 2 a.m. with a French prostitute?
そしてこれがですね。テレビをご覧の皆様、申し訳ありません。スタジオの電源が落ちたようでして。
If the power went out in the studio, they wouldn't be watching you anymore.
ゲフィオンディスターバーによって東京疎開のライフライン、通信網、そして第5世代以前のナイトメアは機能停止した。
I wonder how they managed to actually get some experts in to install all of these units into trains that weren't being actively used but would go on to be, and do it without any professional, government or civilians taking notice.
シュナイゼル率いる主力部隊が到着するまでが勝負となる。防衛戦を指揮つつブリタニア成長を孤立させろ。
Whoever built this nightmare should have given greater consideration to this awful-looking tiny head.
嫌です。私だけ逃げるなんて。
Poor choice of words, Nunnally.
これは最小閣下のご指示です。
シュナイゼル兄様の。
No, the other Prime Minister who doesn't exist.
はい。ナイトメアでは敵の標的となる可能性も。はい。吉成。
Never really thought about it before, but in a world full of high-tech flying machines, this woman's using a corded phone.
おい、大丈夫か？作戦に戻ってください。自分はもう。
Did zooming in on this dying man help the situation at all?
モルドレッド。
ゼロ。ブラックリベリオンは失敗に終わる定めだったようだな。
またナイト・オブ・ラウンズか。
教えよう。大事なものとは何だ？それは命だ。
But first, some minor taunting is in order that will give your men time to come and rescue you.
基本システムは同じか。
The Britannians must leave the little USB-looking key fob under the welcome mat at the front door for it to have been found this fast. I suppose next time for security purposes they could keep it literally anywhere else so the nightmare can't be used against them.
なんだ？何が？申し訳ありません、父上。
Why? Okay.
光月だったのか？しかしあの機体は。
The idea that any heavy piece of machinery could move this fast.
ゼロを放ちやがれ！てめえらはゼロの親友この玉木慎一郎様が相手にすわ！勝った！なんで俺らいつも！
Removing a sin for how much this made me laugh. These moments are rare in the series, but this guy's ever-changing opinion is hilarious.
だがもう僕の
違いますよ。私も改良していますから。
はい、おっしゃる通りですって。いや、そんなことじゃなくて。
Actually, both of you are wrong. It was originally made by someone else entirely.
二次被害による死傷者は推定でも2500万人。救命施設も消失したため市民を救う手立てがありません。
東京疎開は死にました。
そんな、こんなことって。みんな
You built and tested the thing, you moron.
彼が言った通りだ。ゼロの正体はブリタニアの元王子ルルーシュ。ギアスという力で人を操るペテン師だ。
Whilst this is true, it's incredibly stupid for Ogi to be talking about this right in front of the leader of his enemy. Ultimately, the goal is to rid the evil Britannian Empire from Japan, and Zero came close to making this happen. His heritage and his methods don't matter. This just always kind of bugged me.
クロビス。
私もかけられている。
Yeah, he used it on me too. Really? What happened? Well, I was in my nightmare and I was killing all the women and babies in Sector 5, and then he got me to get out of my nightmare and give it to him so he could then turn the tide of the battle in favour of the murdered civilians and freedom fighters. It was horrible, I tell you. Burn him at the stake!
証拠。
俺は彼を信じたかった。
信じていたかった。でも俺たちは彼にとってただの
駒だってのか。ちくしょう、ゼロの野郎欲望。ちくしょう。
Hey, guess what you just did? F***ed up your own rebellion.
条件があります。
オギ、
取引できる状況だと思っているのか。
Yes, actually, given that you're all here, unguarded on our ship, surrounded by our people in a world that has turned against you with a significant army. Bitch.
伝説の英雄ゼロは志半ばにして戦死。
Narrating a live video with events you think will happen. This for me is the saddest, most touching moment in not just the season, but in the entire anime. Hearing Rollo tell his final story about becoming human through his time with Lelouch, and then at the very end just simply wishing to hear that what he had told him before was a lie, and thankfully Lelouch says it was, as Rollo then drifts off having saved him. For this excellent scene, I'll remove 5 cents. It's not funny.
リバル、すまない。
The future, brought to you by cell phones with no numbered keypad, because in the future, people will be smart enough to just figure it out, which will also be Apple's new slogan. That awkward moment when you're trying to look cool and then realise that you've just been moonwalking the whole time.
反乱だと。
はい、皇帝陛下は。
陛下は最も安全なところに移っておられる。今は。
Instead of just killing Suzaku when he clearly had the chance, he decided to make a phone call.
あなたたち下がりなさいと。
Say hello to my little friend.
アーカッシャの剣が神を殺すの。
Having to see Lelouch's mother's orgasm face.
ふざけるな。事実は一つだけだ。お前たち親は俺とナナリを捨てたんだよ。
この杯愚か者が。
スザク、手を出すな。
わしを拒めばその先にあるのはあやつのシュナイゼルの世界だぞ。
Perhaps if he had bothered to try this a minute earlier, whilst Lelouch was ruining his entire plan, he might have stood a chance of stopping him. But as always, standing around and doing nothing till the last second was the order of the day.
何言ってんの？ありえない。あの知れ者を排除しなさい。皇帝陛下を刺客した大罪人です。
Attic Suzaku.
ありがとう、ルルーシュ。君が表に出てきてくれたのなら、もはや問題はない。
しかし、なぜクルルギまで？もともと裏切りの連続で成り上がった男ですから。
Or, and of course this isn't the case, he could have used his Geass on him, which in this instance would look the most likely to this group.
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。お前たちは私の奴隷となれ。
Voice-controlled face masks. Removing a sin here for this incredible fight, with Suzaku finally being cool in my eyes and doing some serious ass-kicking.
ルルーシュ、教えてくれよ、ルルーシュ。お前はどうして今まで俺に。
こら、無礼であろう。ブリタニアの皇帝陛下に。
だって友達なんだよ。あいつは、ルルーシュは。
Super awkward snubbed.
もちろん、それが民主主義というものでしょう。
そうですね。
UFN engineers built this countermeasure under the illusion that Lelouch is 16 feet tall.
剣門？
もう私のことは放っておいて。あなたまで巻き込まれちゃう。
放っておけるわけないだろ。
Dude, just ditch the bitch. But no, you have to have loyalty to a freak of a friend like that. The Britannian Empire built their capital city in a barren, desert wasteland with no visible water supply anywhere in sight.
ナナリ、君はシュナイゼルが何をしたのか分かっているのかい？
はい。テイとペンドラゴンにフレイヤー弾頭を撃ち込んだ。
それが分かっていてなぜ？
では、ギアスの方が正しいというのですか？
Yes, because one affects no more than like 100 people in a room, and the other kills hundreds of thousands of civilians, and also has the added perk of leaving a gaping hole in the ground that no one will be able to build on for years. So yes, it is worse, you f***ing moron.
お前がシュナイゼルと手を組み、我が波動の前に立ちはだかるというのなら容赦はしない。叩き潰すだけだ。
お兄様。
The future, brought to you by advanced TV screens that need a second to fizzle out before turning off.
違います。強制的な平和など、それは。
Finger-clicking operated secret machine gun cabinet. Oh, someone's caught in the act.
Ethan Bradbury?
敵軍、航空部隊を広範囲に展開させようとしています。
I just noticed this, but how irresponsible is it to bring a bloody cat aboard a ship that could just be destroyed in this massive battle? Removing 2 sins here for this incredible battle being played out. It truly looks unbelievably good considering its age, and quite frankly still puts some recent anime to shame.
自身の答えを出さなきゃいけないと思ったから、ただそれだけなの。
君は立派だよ。
No, she's not. Removing a sin for this absolutely brilliant scene.
鍵はどこにあるの？私がお兄様を止めなきゃいけないのに、私が。
I should feel for her, but I don't. She's too f***ing annoying.
お兄様ですね。
Nunnally, who has been in this room and only knows it's been attacked a short while ago, assumes that not only is it an enemy who has entered the room, but actually Lelouch, and for her only ever being wrong once throughout the entire series with the Mind Reader, she can take a sin.
目を背けてはいられないから。
Jeez, Clanad much?
爆散！記憶せよ、ジェレミア・ゴッドバルト！
Removing a sin for just how bloody epic this great man has become since the first season. The guy's an absolute badass, and I must say it's great to see him win like this.
そんな、届かなかったの？
いや、届いている。彼。
Once again, I'm confused as to if they're talking to each other or not, because she's using a phrase that's as though she's talking about him or at him rather than to him.
使ったのですね、ギアスを。
No, you just changed your mind without realizing it. You've always had such a bad memory.
愚かにもルルーシュ様に反逆した者たちが処刑場へと運ばれていきます。
Couldn't they get the big chains?
EU が超合衆国憲章を批准した今、我らがルルーシュ様はついに世界統一という偉業を成し遂げられたのです。
This is weird. Couldn't he have given her a chair or something? She looks like Princess Leia with Jabba, or a sex slave or something. Removing 5 sins here for one of the greatest final endings to any anime I've ever seen, with it personally coming close to rivaling that of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood's ending. It's truly an amazing anime, and I've really enjoyed being able to watch it again for you all and hopefully make you smile and laugh a few times along the way. If you want to thank me for the around 90 hours of work I put into these 4 videos, of which I made literally 100% by myself, then I'd appreciate a simple like and maybe a comment telling me what you thought. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Thursday as always.
Oh!